So the other thing I want to talk about, or another thing that's going on this time of year. Actually, it's not this time of year. It was several years ago. My grandpa and I were contacted a few months before Valentine's Day by a 13-year-old student, a little girl in Reno, and she said, "My school has outlawed hugs. What should I do?" And we're like, "What?" Well, the first thing I did was I contacted her mom because I felt like it would be inappropriate for me to start a dialogue with a 13-year-old girl. You know, I'm a little bit more family friendly now in my activities and my public persona, but at the time, I was publicly dabbling in things that some parents may not have approved or felt comfortable with if they saw that their daughter was, you know, their daughter's pen pal was hosting Globalgasm once a month. So I contacted the mom, and the mom said, "Look, I believe that this is an unsafe world, and there's a lot of things that I need to protect my kid from, but hugs is not one of those things." So she gave her a blessing, and so we started talking with this daughter and saying, "Well, what should we do?" And she's like, "Well, what the issue is really that some people feel like hugs can be taken too far, and especially if somebody is kind of uncomfortable with touch, and then other people are pushing it too far, and so the only solution is just to outlaw hugs entirely." We're like, "Well, what if there's some way that we could, like, wear an armband or something that would say, hey, I am open to hugs. I'm open to loving. I know that some people are questionable or have weird boundaries. Not me. I'm very open to affection and love and hugs. Plus, I don't get that. I don't buy that whole, like, well, it can be taken too far, and you never know what is an inappropriate hug. You know what an inappropriate hug is. Come on. Who doesn't push their crotch and go, "Oh, really? What? You didn't want me to squeeze your butt? What? What? That's how I hug, man. That's how I hug." No, that's inappropriate. Anyway, so ask her. We start brainstorming and stuff, and then this little, we think about all these ideas. We could do this, and she goes, "You know what?" This girl says, "What if we made buttons that said huggable?" And I was like, out of the mouths of babes, perfect, awesome idea. So we said, look, on Valentine's Day, we'll do that. Will be our protest day. On Valentine's Day, you wear a button or a shirt or something that says huggable, and that's your statement to the world. Look, I'm in the category of person that thinks hugging is fine, and I'm open to it. So if I'm wearing this pen, and and I'm not in the middle of a phone call or something like that, please approach me for a hug. Now, about that same time, Grandpa's health was deteriorating to the point that it was pretty clear that, unless something medical happened, he was getting close to the end and may or may not make it to his 95th birthday. So we decided to make this Valentine's Day into a celebration. A Huggable Day party at his place. We used to have a standing invite. Anybody that wanted to come over to have lunch with us was welcome to contact me, and we would organize and have lunch together. And a number of people did. It was awesome. But so I kind of put the word out, said, hey, if you've ever kind of thought in your mind like, oh, it would be cool to join them for lunch, come on Valentine's Day, because that's probably going to be the last chance.
Welcome from LA area.
Hi, I'm Heather.
So we had like 20 or so people, all came, everyone dressed in pink and brought cupcakes, and had this live event that was just magical. It was an incredible experience for Grandpa. He was glowing.
You are our brothers, you are our sisters, and we send good thoughts toward you. Do have a good day, and your mind will be open to wonder and truth and beauty.
But one of the things he talked about, when the whole goal of it was, one, to make the huggable thing, the buttons, and the other was to say, hey, let's make Valentine's Day a celebration of love, not just couples. And so what are ways that we can do that? And when we talked to him, he, during the HugNation broadcast of 2007 Valentine's Day, he brought up that there's three kinds of love. There's eros, which is sexual or erotic love. There is phileo, which is your brotherly love. And then there's agape, which is like divine love that you've, and that all three of those can be embraced and celebrated on Valentine's Day. So says I. And Grandpa Caleb, and he is the authority because he has white hair and he looks jolly, and therefore we have to trust him. No, I think he's earned my trust. Anyway, so I would say that this Valentine's, as well as the next couple HugNations, let's make them huggable days. You know, if you want a pin, they are available on Cafe Press, or we can. There's even a link. If you go to HugNation/Huggable, you can print it out. We didn't want it to be like a financial burden for people, but there's also huggable shirts and things like that.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.